Good morning. Today is the 18th Sunday of church time. Translating from one language to another language is always complicated, and often one language expression translated to another language's expression is not exactly the same. So for example, in sign language, I can sign. Now, that sign means feeling, but really, if I meet a person, it means, how are you? How are you? Or if I sign this, it can mean, what's going on? In the New Testament of the Bible, we know that all four Gospels and really all of the writings in the New Testament, all those were written in the Greek language. And our English translations for the Mass are from that language. But the translations don't always translate exactly what the Greek said or meant. And today's gospel is a very good example. We have this story today that Jesus is teaching and preaching to this whole crowd of people. And the day is kind of going on, and the translation in English says, Jesus saw that the people had been there all day and they were hungry. And the translation says, Jesus was moved with pity. Nice idea. But that was not the Greek. In the Greek for this gospel, the word that is used is more like Jesus saw the people's hunger and he just was torn up, watching their hunger. That's a little different than just saying, well, he felt pity. And we need to think about that Jesus saw this hunger, this thirst people had, a physical hunger for food, but also a spiritual hunger to have God in their lives. And Jesus sees how hungry are and the need. And so Jesus feels this inside himself, like, That's not exactly, he felt pity. So, thinking about that, and then thinking about the first reading today, where the first reading talks about, again, hunger and thirst, and how God wants to respond to people's hunger and thirst. Whether it's a physical hunger, God gives people food, or it is a spiritual hunger that God wants to give people his life and his love. Right now, I know that there's so many issues involved with COVID and what we see happening on the streets of our cities and the turmoil in our world. It's hard to focus on one thing that maybe can help or change. But I would like us to think about that right now in our own city, our own country, there are people who are truly hungry. They don't have enough food. And our temptation during times like this is sort of to kind of close the door. Like, well, I have to take care of myself. I have to take care of my own family. Understood. But I think that the readings, today's Mass, are reminding us that we have a responsibility to feed our brothers and sisters. How we do that, it can vary. Sometimes if we go shopping a food store might say, well, you can add $1 or $2 or $5 to your food bill. Get charged for that, but the money will get taken away and used to feed people. Or there might be a box that says they're collecting food, so we can take another can or another box of food, add that, and then put it there when we leave. Maybe there is a food organization that's looking for volunteers, or a food feeding organization that needs money. Whatever we can do to do God's work for those people who are truly hungry and needing food, for us to think about how can I, my family, our church, help and feed our brothers and sisters who are truly in need.